Today we'll move into our third lesson for super useful idioms, IELTS speaking, and we'll be taking a look at these two idioms, best of both worlds, as well as one you probably know, under the weather. So just because it's common doesn't mean that we can't use it, and under the weather is quite an easy one to use in the IELTS speaking test. So let's begin. Of course, starting with best of both worlds. Best of both worlds, very idiomatic because we only really have one world that we live in, but it basically means enjoying two different advantages. Can't really explain it much more simply than that. Two different advantages that you are benefiting from. And we'll begin with lifestyle. Working from home offers the best of both worlds. Professional productivity and personal comfort. Pretty true, but the productivity is something that you have to be careful with, I would say. Example 2. Living in a rather small town near a bigger city kind of provides the best of both worlds. I suppose in this example, you have the advantage of a small, peaceful town, as well as the second advantage of maybe work in a bigger city, the best of both worlds. And our second topic for best of both worlds, education. Studying online often gives students the best of both worlds, though they'll need to be focused to study hard. Bilingual education systems offer students the best of both worlds, though sometimes can be expensive. Okay, best of both worlds. Kind of more of an advanced idiom in a way if used accurately. Basically meaning enjoying two different benefits. And up next we have under the weather. So again, super common, and I'm sure most IELTS students will have heard of this, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't go through this and review this one, because it's easy to use. Whenever we're saying we're not very well, we can say under the weather. Of course, it just means feeling sick or unwell, not being 100%. And we'll begin with health. Seems to make sense. I usually drink herbal tea when I feel under the weather to recover quickly. Not a bad idea at all. Employees should stay home if they're feeling under the weather to prevent spreading illness. And our next topic is travel. I felt under the weather during my vacation, but still managed to enjoy the sights for a good few hours. And our last example. It's unfortunate when someone feels under the weather on a long-awaited trip. Can't agree more. So there you have it, two more super useful idioms. And again, under the weather, although it is common, it might not be as interesting to you, but it's very easy to use under the weather. And, if you're using it accurately and naturally within your speaking, it's a great one to use in the IELTS speaking test. So, as always, any questions on these idioms, just drop me a message in the Q&A.